What is going on, young men? I am the over 50 guy / the online dad. Listen, on today's video, what if I were to tell you, young men, that for those of you who are caught up and preoccupied in women and box and masturbation and porn and all of those things, what if I was to tell you that there was a simple fix for all of that, right? That's what I'm going to talk to you guys about for a while on the channel today. Hey, young men, listen, before we get too far into the video, just a quick reminder, has some awesome resources, transformational resources for you guys in the video description below. Listen, whether you're struggling with direction, whether you're struggling with money, I have some information that I wish I had when I was in my 20s that would have definitely changed the trajectory of my life. So listen, if you're tired of playing around, if you really want some transformation, really want to move the needle in your life, definitely check out those resources that I have in the video description below. All right, let's get back to the video. Listen, shout out to Kyle Eats, Titan 8985, Sleepy John, Ibrahim. I put a video out a couple of weeks ago asking you young men what you're struggling with. These are the young men that were gracious enough to respond, again, in an attempt to help me help you guys better with the issues that you're struggling with. So that's one of the issues that I want to talk to you guys about today. So fellas, listen, if you've watched any of my content, you know that this type of thing has been or had been a really big struggle for me in my 20s. And it's what actually has me so behind even up until this point. And guys, I would tell you simply that where your attention is, that is where your energy is going to go, right? So if you're always thinking about sex, if you're always thinking about women, then of course your energy is going to go into worrying about what, if you can get box, and if you can't get box, watching the porn. This is where your energy is going to go because this is where your attention is. I look back when I was in my 20s, man, and I would be at work, I would be at the gym, everything involved trying to get a piece of pussy. Again, I'll be at work and in the middle of the day, I'm on my telephone. Again, that's where my attention was. So this is where all my energy was going. I'm on the phone trying to set it up. I'm at the gym. I'm trying to set it up. Then I make something happen, get done with that, and the process starts all over again. And what I didn't understand, man, then that I understand now that I really want to convey to you is that because my attention was on that, it kept my attention from being on the very thing that could have freed me from all of that. Young man, you are caught up in porn and masturbation and anxiety over if you're going to have a relationship, or if you're caught up over all of that because you don't have any women. You know what to solve that problem? Getting your shit together, putting your attention on things that's going to build you up to the type of man that you're not chasing after that is chasing you. You don't get that way until you become some version of that guy that has his shit together. But I can tell by the comments that many of you are like me back when I was in my 20s. I was so focused on that, I wasn't trying to get my shit together. See, you don't have the luxury of women. It's all over social media, all over Facebook, all over YouTube. All a woman has to do is turn on a camera and shake her ass a little bit, and she gets thousands of views. She gets that attention. It's not like that for us, man, unfortunately. You can't get on here and shake shit and get that type of attention. You're going to have to build your value. You're going to have to build your worth. And the reality of it is, young men, when you're constantly caught up in porn, beating your shit, constantly hung up over trying to get women or trying to get box, you're not doing the very thing that is absolutely necessary to obtain the thing that you're fantasizing over. And let's be clear about that. Being that guy involves having money. Being that guy involves physical appeal. Being that guy involves confidence and being competent at something. And the beauty of all of that, man, is that you're in a position in life now to obtain all of that. But you won't, because you spend too much time, again, beating your shit, watching porn, fixating and fantasizing over women in relationships, trying to get box. When again, when you become that guy, you don't have to do any of that. I had it mixed up, man, the better part of my life. If I would have turned this thing right side up instead of upside down like I was doing it, and spend all of that time, because like I said, where your attention is at, that's where your energy is going to go. So if I had my attention lined up on becoming that guy, and what does that look like, man? That would look like working 60, 70 hours a week, stacking my money. That would look like living in a gym, getting my body and stuff together so my physical appeal would be right. That means learning a different skill or learning a business, starting a YouTube channel, doing something to stack on top of that other money that I'm doing. And not doing it for a month or two, doing it for enough time for me to actually see results in that. Young man, when you're doing that, you ain't got time to beat your shit. You ain't got time to look at porn all day. You ain't got time to worry about trying to hook up with this one or trying to hook up with that one or being lonely or any of these things. Men, you're busy. You're busy. And it's easy to be busy like that when your attention is fixated on you, when your attention is fixated on you becoming that dude. And look, you see it now. Y'all see it today. You see guys out here that are not attractive. You see guys that don't work out, but they got bread. They got bread and they keep a bad chick. Man, you're playing the game from the wrong side of the coin. And I know you're playing it that way because I played it that way. All of my attention went towards them. And because I didn't build myself properly, all it took was the next guy who had a little bit more than me to come along and they were gone. So whether you can't get them or whether you can't keep them, it really is the same thing. You are taking time away from becoming the very thing that you need to be to get the thing that you really want. So I would tell any of you right now that if you have an issue and you think you watch too much porn, it's because you got too much time on your hands. You ain't working enough hours. If you beating your shit all the time, it's because you got too much time on your hands. And listen, I ain't saying anything is wrong with any of that, man. You want to watch porn? Watch it. You want to beat your shit? Beat it. It's yours. The problem comes in, man, when you are doing that so often, when that is taking so much of your time that you can't do these other things that you need to be doing in terms of building yourself to become the type of man that you ain't got to beat your shit. Women are chasing you to beat it for you. So again, my suggestion to you, men, would be simple. You have to change what you're putting your attention on. If you're struggling with these things, it is because your attention is on those things. And that is where your energy is going. You need to redirect your attention back to you and becoming that dude. And becoming that dude is going to take time. And that's the beauty of it. If you start doing that now, instead of being fixated on all of this stuff like I did at your age, by the time you get to your 30s, the whole game will be played differently for you. Take your attention off of that. Put your attention on building yourself, man. It's just that simple, really. Work the gym, learning the skill. And if you do that the way you should be doing it, you ain't gonna have time to be watching porn all day. You ain't gonna have time to be beating your shit all day. You ain't gonna have time to think about how lonely you are and how, you don't have a woman and I'm worried about if I'm gonna have a relationship. You ain't got time for that because you're busy building yourself. So young men, listen, hope that helps. Hope that adds some value. Tap into the Patreon. The link is in the description below. Also, young man, I got some awesome resources that I'll link in the description as well. All right. So I am the Over 50 guy / the online dad. We'll be back with another one soon.